Hi, just thought I'm going to show you some recent record finds. Not vinyl finds this time, but actually 78 RPMs. Since I collect 78 RPMs and from time to time try to find some new acquisitions for my collection, I managed to buy or win a couple of auctions from a seller who had a bunch of very interesting British 78 RPMs from the first 30 years of the 20th century. And I was happy to find these records. They are in very good condition and I got them delivered today. These are the kind of records that the researcher within me really like, because here is something that we can have a closer look at later. But I thought I would start by showing you what I found. First we have this. It's a record on the Kinch, or well, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Kinch record, which was a budget record company connected to the gramophone company. I think they started issuing records in 1913 and ended in around, well, a couple of years later. Very rare to find, and in Sweden almost impossible to find, but I found it. And the actual material on this record is even more interesting, especially for me, since I'm fond of music hall. We have here Let's Go Where the Crowds Go, sung by Billy Williams. And Billy Williams was an Australian comedian, but he had his great career in England. Died quite early in 1915, so very rare to find an actual record with him, especially here. And on the flip side, we have By the Sea, sung by Mark Sheridan. And this was recorded. Both songs were written by Williams and Godfrey. I didn't know that much about Mark Sheridan, but when I Googled him, he has his own appreciation website where his recordings are listed. So I know that this side was recorded October 25th in 1910. So I guess they were recorded for the gramophone company and later reissued on this Kinch record label. I will find great pleasure in presenting these later in my 78 RPM blog, vlog, whatever. Okay, then we have a Coliseum record. This is my first record on this label. The Coliseum label started in around 1912 and I think continued up until the late 20s. This, I think, is the first label that was used. It's dark green with golden printing. We got Miss Agnes Preston singing The Rosary and Absent. And I haven't been able to find that much information about Agnes Preston, but I will continue to look further to see if I can find some information. But I would guess that I haven't listened to any of these yet, but I would guess that this is musical as well. Then we have a Columbia. Oh, wrong. There. The Columbia-Rena record. Columbia-Rena with this lovely label with the magic note. There was different versions of the Columbia label in England in the 19-teens, and I don't really have the knowledge that I wish I had. But this is, anyway, O.R. the airts, the wind can blow. Well, I guess Archie Anderson, baritone with orchestra. On the flip side, it's Scotland Yet, also sung by Archie Anderson. So I guess it's a Scottish singer, obviously. But I haven't found any information about Archie Anderson on the internet. I haven't searched that much yet. I will try to research more later. Then we have another Columbia-Rena record. It's Arthur Peel singing Animal. I guess it's a song. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's Animal Language and Higher Than You. And what makes this record especially interesting, we'll see if we can get the camera to focus on the label. If you can read what's written underneath the title of the song, it's very, very small. Can you see it? George For or GEO, that George Formby. And that is of course not the ukulele George Formby Jr. It's his father, the great musical star. He was a superstar in Britain in the teens, George Formby, who made many records himself, although I haven't been lucky enough to find any. So, this Arthur Peel, of whom I know nothing, but I will try to find some information about it, but I haven't been lucky so far. He sings 2 songs, or makes 2 numbers that's written by George Formby, and that makes this record really exciting. Then we have a later record that has its original protective sleeve. It's a Piccadilly issue from 1928. I've been able to find that out, so it's an electric recording. It says so on the very beautiful label. Let's have a look at it. It's in white, black and gold. It's Lizzy Long, comedian with orchestra, singing Skinny Lizzie and A Big Long Girl. I've been able to see the name Lizzy Long. I know that she appeared in a couple of movies in the late 20s, early 30s, so it's probably the same Lizzy Long, but I don't know anything about her apart from that. Other than that, I'm very happy that I found this, and I will hopefully present it here later. Then we have an artist that I have no problems finding information about. It's Sir Harry Lauder. This is a red labeled Zonophone. He sings Music and Song and The End of the Road. This is a celebrity series that Zonophone had in the late 20s. These were issued in the late 20s, around 1929, as far as I know. Although the recordings may be older, it may be reissued recordings. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm very happy I found this. This is my second Harry Lauder disc during the last 14 years of record collecting. Okay, we have another Columbia here with a magic note. And this is quite interesting. Top Hole, Foxtrot, played by the London Dance Orchestra. And on the flip side, it's Delilah Waltz, also played by the London Dance Orchestra. This is not a Columbia-Rena, it's just Columbia. And I need some sort of guidance when it comes to finding recording dates for these Columbia records. I'm quite sure they're from the 19-teens, but to find which label was used which years and so on, when was the Columbia-Rena label used and so on. I'm sure I know that there's books written about this, but I haven't been able to get hold of those books. Okay, then finally we have 3 records on the same label, and the label is Edison Bell Winner. It's this quite simple red label that was used in the 1920s, I think, after the older label with the racehorse was abandoned. Although I have managed to find out that this record is from late 1927. It's Gaiety Dance Band, which was some sort of studio band that the Edison Bell Winner label used, playing In a Shady Nook by a Babbling Brook. It's a foxtrot with vocal chorus. I look forward to listening to this. And Sunset Down in Somerset. Also, this is a waltz with a vocal chorus. I haven't got that many Edison Bell Winner before now, but now I got 3. This is another one. It's from 1926, and it says here, Mr. and Mrs. Brown's party, and what pro stands for there, I'm not really sure. But it says here Vernon Watson, Harry Bluff, Buena Bent. Buena Bent appeared in a couple of movies. Harry Bluff, I don't know anything about. Vernon Watson may be this comedian that used another name that I can't. Yeah, Nosmo King. No Smoking. Nosmo King. I'm not sure if it's the same comedian, but it's quite likely, but I don't know. This is from 1926 anyway. I'll tell you another time how I managed to find out that those were from 1926. This has the same red Edison Bell Winner label from the 20s, but it's a much older recording. It's a reissue, and the recording's from 1910, if my sources are right. And it says here, The Miner's Dream of Home, descriptive. And it says here, Jack's Return on Christmas Eve, descriptive. So it's obviously some sort of sketch or something. I haven't listened to it yet. But you have to agree, some quite interesting finds. And these early British 78 RPMs with this kind of material, you never find them in the record boxes in the flea markets here in Sweden, or you very rarely. So I bought these. They were not super cheap. They were not super expensive. Most of them are in quite good condition. So I look forward to present some of these later in the blog. So that's all for now. I wish you a good weekend.